Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network here live tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway, where it is going to be an awesome night because it is championship night for the gang over at the Cyber Thunder Racing League, the Wyckoff Heating and Cooling Xfinity Series. We have been here a lot this season, and tonight it comes down to the final four drivers, and that is going to make up our pre-race show this evening. Yes, that's right. You heard me. Pre-race show on Full Velocity here tonight. So we are going to talk to our four championship contenders. We're going to get these guys all loaded into the room with us, and we are going to talk to the top four in the point standings, all racing for a championship here tonight. So now I want to welcome in. Well, first let me say welcome you guys here on Full Velocity Live via Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV with Phil LaCasse and Jack Chu and other controls. But now I'm going to be joined by our final four, which include Tom Richter, David Patton, Ed Ban, and the number 42 of Tanner Tellerico. And Tanner, the first question of the night I pose to you, sir, coming in, I would say, is probably the odds-on favorite. It's a guy who's won multiple races over the course of these playoff segments. You come into Homestead tonight, your car has been really good in practice. How you feeling coming into championship night? Any anxiety knowing you got really good, hungry drivers around you?
I feel really good about the car. Both Dave and Tom have been doing a great job putting together setups that are really drivable over the course of an entire run. But yeah, I mean, we're racing three guys that are really good. We all made it this far for a reason. So I'm definitely not taking any of them for granted. They're all a hell of a group of drivers. So we're just going to go out and try to not make any mistakes and see where that leads us.
Yeah, we absolutely will, David. Let me ask you, said you, as Tanner echoed, and I'll echo as well, you guys all had to earn a spot here tonight. You have been a model of consistency here at Cyber Thunder all season long. You know, you've been right around that top 3 or 4 every night we've been out there on the air. Consistency gets you out to championship night. Now, the big question is, how do you go out there and win a championship on night's end?
That's a great question, Phil. Do you know the answer?
I have no idea. I'm asking a guy like you because a guy like me and Tom will tell you, he's Tom's racing for years. I don't make it the championship night like this, man. I mean, firstly, you got here. Congratulations, but how do you go out and grab it?
Well, you know, you hit on the head right there, and my plan here tonight was the consistency because, I mean, I made it here on points based on consistency. I'm not real happy with my performance thus far in our practice session. I was quicker in my own testing sessions. I have not been able to recreate that, so I'm just going to have to make some adjustments to catch that rocket ship Tanner, you know, but my whole plan of attack here tonight is be as consistent as I can in each and every corner, try not to make any mistakes, and see where the cards fall at the end of the race.
Absolutely. I like that answer right there. Ed, I'll take it over to you, man. As a guy we have talked to plenty of times here over the course of the last 6 or so weeks here on the airwaves, said you're a guy coming in tonight. Have to be very comfortable knowing you get a good piece under you. I look out there and practice. Your car third quick. Looks like it's very stable underneath you there tonight. How are you feeling looking in a championship night with these drivers around you? You know you're going to have to earn it, but what's your confidence level like? You feeling good?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. I just gotta, you know, like Dave was saying, it's all about consistency. You know, it's easy to kiss the wall and get a little overconfident, but you know, as long as you keep it straight and just keep with the pack, I think it could be all right. But you know, it's gonna be it's gonna be one hell of a race.
All right, Tom, as a guy who I can't say a dark horse, but a guy who kind of had to really race his way in last week at the ISM Raceway to even, you know, the luck falling on your side to race off at the championship night. I would have to think now, I mean, you know, you have everything to lose at the same time, nothing to lose, because I don't think you even, I mean, I'm sure you were confident in your own ability, but did you at the end of the year, knowing the crop of guys you had here in the playoffs, did you expect to be out here to Homestead on championship night?
You know, Phil, I mentioned it to you last week, to just even be out here in the top 4 really is humbling, just because, you know, you got guys that could potentially race in the Peak Series between Mike and Tanner and Andrew and those guys. And then, you know, you got Ed finishing up in the top 5 almost every single week, and Dave doing the same. So we got some real stuff. We got some real stiff competition out here, and just glad to be part of it. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe things will fall the right way, but yeah, I think you could say that it's a long shot for us tonight, but the 34 Wyckoff heating and cooling car, I think it's going to be up to the challenge.
Oh, I bet we're going to see that. Ed, I'm going to go back to you real quick, man. For guys who may not know a lot about you, myself included, got to know you over here at Cyber Thunder. Tell everybody out there that may be watching about, where your experience lays in racing, where you've done all your core racing over the years, and, how long you've been at this iRacing thing, because you got a tremendous lot of talent, very fast every week, but to letting guys out there get to know you a little bit more, tell us where your history lies.
Yeah, so I started a few years ago. Started on road racing. I live in Long Island, New York. I did a little bit of road racing in the beginning, and then once I graduated over to iRacing, and I decided to go for it. Did those rookie street stocks, and it just I fell in love with them, and been racing oval pretty much ever since. That's where I'm at. Dirt every now and then, but paved ovals where I like going.
All right, David, I'm same thing. A guy like you, I've got to know quite a bit, over the past couple of months covering over here at Cyber Thunder. But for guys like me, Tom does as well. We come back from things like NR 2003 and that background. For guys who may want to get to know where you've gone, what you accomplished, what you've raced over the years, give our viewers some insight where that 38 car has been over time.
Yeah, so I mean, it's as far as iRacing goes, I'm relatively new. I mean, I'm still in my first year. So I joined the service back in September, but I mean, I've been really into simulators and racing sims ever since the very, very early days of Papyrus and their original NASCAR racing title way back in the day. And I've played just about every title since then. But nothing really competitively like iRacing. So this is all kind of new to me. Enjoying every minute of it, but and then as far as any kind of real world experience, it's like nil. I'm just one of those guys that I have whatever it is that we have in our blood that gets really excited when you put cars on a track and you race them against other cars. Just a lifelong race fan that really got into simulators a long time ago, but no real world experience outside of a little bit of karting here and there.
That's a great answer. I'm loving hearing this background story. Tom, we've got to know yours a bit over the years, so I'm going to ask you a different question here. I've seen you out there before win races, win championships. Where would one tonight sit in your mantle as far as special and, accomplished here as far as your sim racing career goes?
Well, Phil and Jack, I mean, I think you guys know this firsthand. Anytime you can win at your home league, it's 10 times more special. I've run out in some other really great leagues, but to be able to do this at home would be really at the top of my list.
All right, now my last question will go out to Tanner. I know we're getting close to qualifying here. Tanner, as we documented, a guy who has, aspirations to go on forward toward the road for pro, maybe a run at peak here eventually. Where would a championship sit on your mantle here tonight here at Homestead? A guy who has won so many races over the years, a tremendous amount of talent. I think a lot of people have caught notice to your name. Where would this one sit amongst the rest of them out there?
Oh, for me, championships personally, I think, count a little bit more than race wins. And I mean, race wins are cool and all, but I mean, there's no feeling better than winning a championship. I mean, the championship, by my definition, is when you're able to piece together every single race throughout the whole season as best to your ability and be able to cap it off at the end the right way. So being able to win one tonight would be great. That means we've had a good season so far. Obviously, I'm racing against a pretty stout group of guys, so that would make it even better. But yeah, just looking forward to getting this one started.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I completely appreciate your time out here for a pre-race show. Hope we've had a little bit of fun with it, and I'm going to wish all four of you guys the absolute best of luck here on your run tonight. 90 laps around here at Homestead. You guys are about to click off into qualifying, a $50 purse to the champion here tonight with Season 2, Tom's telling me, starting on September 10th and 12th. So, guys, good luck on your racing night tonight. Well, I'm sure we'll talk to a couple of you here on the post-race show, and we're rooting for you guys. I wish I'd give it all for you. 4 tremendous class acts, but have a great time tonight, guys. We'll let you get back here as you guys are ready to run to qualifying. We're going to pause the airwaves here. We'll be right back in about 5 or 6 minutes here. We'll get through qualifying. We'll come back live here at the Full Velocity Racing Network at Homestead Miami Speedway.
streaming live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
And your source for esports racing is live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight in South Beach, the Homestead Miami Speedway Championship night for the gang over here at the Cyber Thunder Racing League, the Wyckoff Heating and Cooling Thursday Night Thunder Series. And it all comes down to 4 drivers tonight racing on for a championship and a pretty good little car count, if I should say so myself. So I want to welcome you guys aboard the Full Velocity tonight via Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV. Hello, everybody. Phil LaCasse here, along with Jack chewing on the controls, the Phil and Jack Attack, as we have done so often here on Thursday night at Cyber Thunder, getting ready to rock and roll for 90 laps around the 1.5 mile Homestead Miami Speedway. So before we get racing tonight with our main event, what do you say we take this thing trackside? Let's pay honor to this great nation, the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant
Back here live inside the Homestead Miami Speedway. Love that rendition of National Anthem. Got to thank our buddy James Grace for that. Got to thank all of our great sponsors too that make the Full Velocity Racing Network go around. We got to thank you to Hanover Wrecker Service. Got to thank iRacing, iFlag. Can't forget I think likes of BladeNo.com. I think my microphone's cutting out on me. BladeNo.com. Got to thank the gang over at South Texas Speedway. Got to thank Montstar Productions. Got to thank TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, Evil One Graphics, and Full Throttle with a Gent. And of course, got to thank the gang over at Boyles Trucking as well. I think my mic cut out there. My button went off. What the heck it did. Think I got you guys now. We're ready to rock and roll here. 90 laps around. Let's take you through our starting lineup tonight, presented by Voiles Trucking, and on the pole aboard car number 42, one of our final four championship contenders, the odds-on favorite tonight, the Tellerico Boardwalk Subs, car number 42, Tanner Tellerico, and alongside in car number 84. It's had a great year. We've seen him in the final 8, coming short tonight here, but joining us at the Homestead Miami Speedway is Andrew Payne. In row number 2, a pair of championship contenders of our final 4. On the inside, aboard the number 34 Wyckoff Heating and Cooling Machine, that is Tom Richter. And alongside, in the number 55 Kitty Machine, that is Ed Behan. In row number 3, aboard car number 50, that is Nick Fleury with the number 27, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet of Jay Morris on the outside. In row number 4, we find our final championship contender. Struggling qualifying, going to start off tonight from position to number 7. That's the Caden Filters car number 38. That is David Patton. And alongside in the number 23, that is Andrew Burr. In row number 5, the 71 on the inside is Troy Whiteside with the number 26 of Derek McLennan, making up the outside of row number 5 and the 6th row. Scheduled to have the number 62 of Ray Prima and the number 9 of Colton Salick, but I believe motor issues in the 9 camp or something, I believe, have put the 9 car on the trailer for the night. And I'm not sure we're going to see the 62 of Ray Prima either, so it looks like we're going to have 10 drivers making up our final race of the year. We saw them start the season all the way back at the Daytona International Speedway. We close it out tonight here in South Beach. What a better way to do so on a beautiful Thursday night. And great to be aboard here with Tom Richter and the entire gang at the Cyber Thunder Racing League. Gotta say hey to the gang over here watching on Facebook Live. I see John Bartol's over there. I see Stephen Clark is chimed in saying hello, guys. I saw Gary Jones over there from the state of Tennessee. Great to have you guys in here tonight, joining in live on Facebook Live. And we're also, of course, as usual, on YouTube and Twitch TV. You guys haven't done so yet. Do me a favor, like our links out there, share the links, and let everybody know that it is going on here live tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway with the Phil and Jack Attack. And then you're going to join my partner Todd here a little bit later on, where Todd and Jack are going to have the High Side Double Down Racing League on the dirt over at the Knoxville Raceway. That comes on the airwaves in about 75 minutes from now, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. They'll be out there at Knoxville. So my voice is a little bit shot this week, so kind of taking it easy, letting Todd carry a couple of the other shows and doubling up tonight. We'll split off the chores as I've been here all season long at Cyber Thunder, and excited to see where this championship night is going to take us. 1.5 mile oval here at the Homestead Miami Speedway, 90 laps around. And Phil, if you do some quick math, I think that equals out 133 miles, and Jack beat me to it, and I was pretty dang close. I was going about 134, but that was pretty good as we work our way off of turn number 3 and 4 for the final time this season. The iRacing flag, green flag going up in the air, and we start the night off into turn number 1 and 2 with Tanner Tellerico, the odds-on favorite for a championship, but he has to beat 3 hungry contenders. And the other group out there, we have 9 other drivers on the speedway as they exit turn number 2 for the first time. Tellerico going to lead with the number 84 of Andrew Payne, that black machine. He is going to look to the low side. And Behan going to try to make a quick run here from the outside of the second row. He dives down low. He's going to try to take the second spot away from Tellerico as Andrew Payne going to lead us off in a lap number 1, and as we roll into turn number 1 now for the second time, give the 84 car of Andrew Payne the lead. They're 2 wide there for second. Tellerico up high. Ed Behan, that's where the championship line would set right now. If we follow these final 4 all night long, Ed and Tanner going at it for that lead spot. Tom Richter riding in position number 4. Nick Fleury out of the gate opens up 5th. David Patton, the 4th and final of our championship contenders, currently runs in the 6th position aboard car number 38. Nothing to panic about now. It is still early here in Long Beach, or in South Beach, I should say. It's a good battle back here with the Andrew Burrs, number 23, the 27 of Jay Morris, starting on the outside of the 3rd row, but Jay has lost a spot not only to Burr, but also to Troy Whiteside, and the number 71 has now put Troy up into that 7th spot. Troy having a good opening laps here early on, as it looks like Jay maybe still feeling the 27 car out, and it looks like Ray Prima's number 62 was able to join us out there in his sponsorless Ford. So we're going to have 11 drivers out there tonight taking their best turn here at 90 laps around 133 miles. Mile and a half, beautiful Homestead Miami Speedway. It's been reconfigured a couple of times, resurfaced a few times. A very awesome racetrack. My absolute first look at it in the iRace simulation. This place looks to be absolutely terrific to race on. One day I'll have to join this myself out here taking some laps on this place, because this is shining like a diamond here tonight, and the action is hot for position number 3 down off into turn number 3, where Tom Richter now on the outside lane, going to take over 3rd from Tanner Tellerico. So a guy I think that we really thought may go out there and try to just blow the field away. 42 car dropping back to 4th, and maybe losing 4th is Nick Fleury's number 50 car. The Racers for Christ Chevrolet down to the inside. So the 50 doing a really good job here early. May drop the 42 back to 5th. I'm not sure anybody saw that coming as we're following this lead out here at the Cyber Thunder Racing League. Is Tanner now going to come back to the low side of Nick, headed down the front straightaway off into turn number 1 and 2. You guys having a pretty good race at it here so far, as I'm just kind of taking in some of the scenery around, checking out the dazzling looks around this racetrack as they now work into the back straightaway. There's an 84 of Andrew Payne out to about a 5 or 6 car length advantage now over the Ed Behan, number 55 in for 3rd. You got Tom Richter. The race out there is for 4th. Tanner Tellerico and Nick Fleury. Nick driving the wheels off of that car on the outside lane. Give the 50 car now sole possession of position number 4. But how about the run early on? Andrew Payne, a guy that we thought, and he was hoping to be involved with this Final Four here tonight. Had to miss last week's race at the ISM Raceway. We talked to him after New Hampshire after a solid run. He had hoped he had scored enough points, but knew he was going to be pretty borderline close and maybe not on the right side of a championship run. So Andrew Payne showing that he was a guy who could come in here tonight and certainly mix things up as a championship-worthy kind of driver, but he leads the field now off into turn number 3 and 4 as we go back at it for the 4th spot. The 42 of Tellerico back to the low side of Nick Fleury as they work their way down the back straightaway, heading off into turn number 3. Pretty good race there. You wonder if the 42 running off any of his tires, any upsetting that race car. Looks to be really tight right now in this juncture for Tanner. So I wonder the big setup, when he can come down there and maybe adjust to make that car maybe a little bit more snug. Maybe make it more to his liking. Maybe loosen that thing up and let it ride through the corner, because it looks like it's rolling, really easy in, but it looks like it was pushing off, especially there in turns number 3 and 4. But this time he gets a good run off the corner down low. May have backed up the entry point to the corner a little bit as we work down into 1. 50 car slams the low side shut. It's a game of cat and mouse here early at the Homestead Miami Speedway. We're out front. It is all Andrew Payne. Last time by 0.6 of a second over himself and Ed Behan. And if this race were to end right now, but it's a long way from over, we still got 80 laps remaining. The 55 would be crowned the series champion. So Ed Behan trying to do the best he can to run away. Tom Richter, a guy with, I think, knowing that he overcame the odds and is privileged to race out here in the Final Four. Currently running in position number 3, having a terrific run here early. Fleury and Tellerico having a terrific run going on back there for position number 4. Give it to Tanner at this juncture at the line. Fleury back to 5th. David Patton still content to ride the number 38 back in P6. Not making an awful lot of noise right now, but maybe a peak to the low side of the 50 for a running spot in the top 5. He'll think better of that. He'll fall back in line still early on in the go here. So we'll have to wait and see what David Patton has up his sleeve. We talked to him in the pre-race show, and if you guys missed it, we did have a full pre-race show tonight here with the gang at Cyber Thunder. We talked to all 4 of our final 4, had a roundtable discussion there, a little bit of Q&A. Was a lot of fun. I hope you guys haven't caught that. I hope you go back and maybe give that a listen because it was really insightful. David was, not short on words to say his car really struggled out there in the opening practice tonight. His qualifying setup didn't feel really good under him either. He had tested a bunch this week. The car felt completely different than it has out there tonight. So he was definitely a little bit behind the 8 ball, feeling a little bit frustrated in the number 38 camp, but now put him up into a top 5 as he's made his way around the Nick Fleury machine kid. Andrew Burr in the number 23 maybe make waves under the 50. He had a thought to make that look down to the low side through turns number 3 and 4 as Patton shot at the racetrack. Nick comes back to the low side. So good race going on back here for positioning 5th and 6th. The top 4 is all single file. Andrew Payne leads, Ed Behan, Tom Richter, Tanner Tellerico. Your current top 4, David Patton running in 5th with Nick Fleury, Andrew Burr, Jay Morris, Troy Whiteside, Derek McLenithan, Roy Prema in the number 62, rounding out an 11-car field. Colton Salick, a guy who won a couple of weeks ago, I believe, at the Iowa Speedway. Yeah, it was Iowa we saw him go out there and win. Guy we expected to see a couple more times over the course of that round of 8, but didn't make an appearance those weeks. We thought we were going to see the 9-car out there this evening. Had a really good run out there in practice, a 31-24. Thought Colton Salick would be a player out here, but that car maybe had some mechanical issues, or Colton just had an emergency, had to leave. So tough to see he had gone away. We lost him in the over the time here. So unfortunately, he's not joining us for the main event. But these guys putting one hell of a show on right now. Andrew Payne continues to lead, 15 laps in of 90. We'll take a quick break here, pause for a drink, let you enjoy some of the sights and sounds in South Beach at the Homestead Miami Speedway. We'll be right back here live on your source for esports racing. All right, back here live at the Homestead Miami Speedway as a breakaway up front amongst the top 3 now becomes an even 4 as we begin now for the race lead. First time in the opening 20 laps of this event, Andrew Payne comes under fire, but it is from the number 55 of Ed Behan. That kitty spots a Toyota looking down to the low side through turns number 3 and 4, trying to find running room around. You look right behind, you got that black number 34 of Tom Richter running in 3rd and arguably the fastest car on the racetrack right now. That number 42 is looming large. Looks like he has put that loud pedal down, starting to make some noise. Tanner Tellerico now joined the ranks of the top 3, now running in the 4th spot. And those 4 drivers have broken away 3+ seconds from David Patton, currently running in 5th. Nick Fleury, Andrew Burr, Jay Morris, Troy Whiteside, Ray Prima, and Derek McClenathan now making up our 11-car field as they work their way over into turn number 1. 21 laps of 90 on the board, and we have some terrific racing going on for the race lead. Andrew Payne trying to hold off, and then that row of 4 behind is all championship contenders, fronted by those 3 cars, stalking him down over to turn number 3 and 4. Ed Behan going to look to the low side this time through the corner. That white and yellow car going to take a peek to the low side, puts that throttle pedal back to the floor. And the drag race, trying to drag race him down the front straightaway into turn number 1. That 84 got a tremendous amount of power in that race car out there this evening. But Andrew running that more conventional high lane you see here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Ed Behan now with a terrific run off of turn number 2. Can this be the run that puts the 55 car up to the race lead for the first time tonight? He drives it deep into 3 and 4, hits the apron, slides up the racetrack just a touch, but maybe enough to keep the run going down the start-finish line at the line. Continue to score the number 84 of Andrew Payne, the race leader, but not by much. 0.014. That time by the between first and second. Tom Ricker now going to join the race to the inside as he washes up. Tellerico takes a big swing from the top lane to the bottom. Tanner now going to look for third over at turn number 3 as it looks like Behan may have to run off the corner. That maybe make him the victor in the spoils. So the race lead attempts to drive up the racetrack. And he finds Andrew Payne motoring back around. So, hey, what track are we at right now? We at Talladega? No, we're at the Homestead Miami Speedway. These guys going after it 2 by 2 through the corners. Terrific pictures. We see these guys changing lanes. We see Tellerico and Richter. They keep changing who's high, who is low. Terrific racing going on here in the early going. Now approaching the midway point. 24 laps of 90 on the board. Andrew Payne has led throughout this one. But Ed Behan, his first true contender tonight. Aboard car number 55, trying to do the best he can. Richter there for third, Tellerico fourth, and you look all the way back where you find now Nick Fleury running in the 5th spot. Him and David Patton back there having a pretty good race of their own right. Andrew Burr's 23 car back there as well. But David racing in that second pack, and that is not where he wants to be, racing for a title here tonight in Homestead aboard that number 38 car. By far and away, I think that's a nice looking paint scheme they've got out there. That K that I've always been drawn to that paint scheme. That thing looks really spectacular. As now it looks like we have Richter to the inside of Behan over at turn number 3 and 4, racing on for second, but that is the bubble spot. Well, that's not the bubble. That's where the money is being paid out tonight. The prize money for the purse, the championship trophy. Tom Richter now up to second, leaving Ed Behan to battle alongside with Tellerico's number 42. Tanner drops that thing to the low side. Looks like Ed, with that run to the bottom, may have upset his stuff just a little bit. And that may open the door for Tanner to make a run as they juke and jive down the back straightaway off into turn number 3 once again. Now single file amongst the top 2. 42 slides up the hill. 55 going to take a run to the bottom. Can Ed Behan recomplete the pass on the 42 of Tellerico. Tanner fights back on the high lane. And one of the great things I've loved about Homestead over the years is said my background all comes from NR 2003, where I still, live and play and do a lot of my racing over there. But Homestead was always a place you could run the middle, you could run low, you could really get a lot of speed up high, and that is what we're seeing tonight from the gang over here at Cyber Thunder, as Andrew Payne is able to maintain that lead to the high lane. And now you see the battle for that second spot with Tellerico back to the top side of Tom Richter. So those two have been battling it out for top ranking amongst the championship all night long. Tellerico with a big move down into turn number 3. Slams the door shut on the 34 down low, and this may be the run for Tanner to the low side of teammate Andrew Payne. Could they make a battle for the race lead happen? Off down into turn number 1, 42 car to the low side, and it looks like his car maybe a tick bit better at this junction of the event. Off into the corner, 84 slides up a little bit higher than I think he wanted to be. Tellerico keeps that throttle pedal down the front straightaway, completing lap number 28. Tom Richter riding behind him, the third spot, looking to see what lane is going to be the faster. Is it going to be high? Is it going to be low? I think he had a thought there briefly to think about splitting up through the middle. But he's going to fall back in line. Looks like as they head down to the corner, I think 42, Tellerico now. He is going to claim the lead to his own right. Payne slides up the racetrack. Here comes Tom Richter to the low side aboard car number 34. Tom doing a heck of a job as a guy trying to race his tail off tonight. He wants to raise that championship trophy in BladeNo.com victory lane here in a little while as we complete lap number 30 now. Tanner Tellerico, a very familiar spot, sat on the pole here tonight, set tonight's Tar Motorsports quick time. Leads the field now, 30 laps of 90 in the books, 1/3 the way home as we now race it out for second on back over into turn number 1. Richter in the middle, Payne up high, and Behan thought he was going to make that thing 3 wide off the corner for the second spot as the 84 fights back up high, reclaims position number 2. Terrific racing going on here in South Beach, and great to have you guys all aboard via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. See my partner Todd was out there checking in. Todd, miss you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you carrying a lot of my butt this week as I'm doing the best I can to just kind of keep myself together and call this one out to its conclusion here at Cyber Thunder tonight and let you take over the High Side Double Down League before you get back to the Afton Motorsports Park tomorrow night, where Jack and myself will find ourselves back over at the Max Dorado Motorsports Street Stock Challenge for race number 4 tomorrow night. That is going to be a lot of fun. We come on the airwaves with those guys at about 8:30 on a Friday night. So, Phil and Todd kind of switching off this week. I appreciate all of Todd's work. Appreciate all of Jack's work. He's been the guy pulling a lot of double duty this week on the controls for us. I really do appreciate all his efforts doing that, as well as I'm trying to just get myself back together. So my throat's been, I really burned it out here the last couple of weeks. Still really sore, really hoarse, as you guys can probably hear tonight. But we're going to do the best we can to call this race out, because this has been a lot of fun to cover this gang on a Thursday night. Tanner Tellerico pulling away from the field. It was close to 0.6 of a second last time by. The race has been for second on back with Andrew Payne as they lap around the 26 to Eric McLennan. Oh my goodness, that was close there. Almost contact between the 26 and the 84 of Payne. Yeah, I probably would have shot a little bit right there if I was in the 84 car, but he somehow missed that yellow number 26 oncoming. Richter keeps his 34. Black Wyckoff hitting a cooling car, glued down to the low side of the racetrack. But I don't know if these guys, how they're feeling right now, a little bit antsy, a little bit anxious, because that 42 is starting to ride away in high. Last time by, close to 0.7 of a second over this good race going on for 2. See if we can't cover some lap times this time for the top 4 as we put 35 laps on the board. A look at the race leader, Tanner Tellerico, 33.026. Andrew Payne, 33.14, so pretty close. Tom Richter, 33.216, so that's 0.2 off the race lead. And back to Ed Behan, 33.15, so these guys doing the best they can to keep on. 55 had probably the closest lap that time to the 42, and it's showing on the screen because Ed's to the low side of Tom down the front straightaway. Now even a jump on the 84 as they go 3 wide. 84 rolls out of it, and I think that was probably the best thing to do if you're Andrew Payne, because I don't believe they were going to make it through the corner racing that hard if they were 3 wide, as Ed washes way up the racetrack in his 55 machine, that Kitty Toyota. That Camry really rolling out here tonight, the Homestead Miami Speedway, all chasing Tanner Tellerico. Tom Richter now up to second, Ed Behan, the third of our 4 championship hitters. And to update on the number 38 of David Patton, David has fallen 6 seconds off the pace. David back there in 6, not having the night he wants here at the Homestead Miami Speedway as we roll up here on lap number 37. We're going to pause for the cause, let you enjoy some of the sights and sounds. Cyber Thunder Racing League here tonight live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll be right back on your source for esports racing, but a good race for second heating up. Richter versus Behan. They'll battle for 2 off of turn number 2. We'll be right back. All right, back here live at the Homestead Miami Speedway, where Tana Tellerico leads over Tom Richter, Andrew Payne, our fourth place running number 55. Ed Behan, the 55 Toyota, has pulled himself down to pit road. I was just saying to Jack off air as we eclipse lap number 40, a 90-lap main event distance here tonight. 55 car comes in, gets full of fuel, gets fresh rubber on there, and he's going to return to the speed. When I was just saying to Jack that I think we're going to see pit road open for the race leaders here, probably in about the next 5 to 10 laps. And just as I said that, the 55 car rolled off the banking. Now Tom Richter is number 34. He is down to the service of his pit crew, so we're seeing our championship contenders start to almost split this race in half. Lap 42, the 34 T-Bond pit road. 4 tires going to be the call there. Tom Richter going to rejoin the race down off in turn number 1 and 2. I believe I saw the 71 of Whiteside taking a thought down toward pit road. I think we saw Ray Prima coming in. Derek McClenathan has been in the number 26. Now we see the race leader, Tana Tellerico, our championship favorite and our points leader. He is making a bid down to pit road aboard car number 42. As he uses the access road coming through 3 and 4 to get the pit lane. That is always tough to do, but he does it perfectly. He rides down this long pit road speed here tonight, 50 miles per hour. So coming off the racetrack at well over 170 miles an hour. Pretty tough to get those things not only down that tricky access road, but now to get down here at speed. Tanner gets it on the sign absolutely beautifully. We'll see, you got to be at least 2 right side tires, so number 42 right sides on his car. Quick work there. They swing over to the left side. It's going to be 4 tires, so number 42. As I also see teammate Andrew Payne, he's clocked in right behind as both those guys getting 4 tires. I believe Jay Morris, the 27 car, the GM Goodwrench machine, as I run down here, they're getting 4 tires as well. So it looks like fuel window and tire window open for all these guys. Now, the question I have is we're pitting shy of halfway, 42, 43 laps on the board. Can they make it all the way from here on that one pit stop? That'll be interesting to see, because I thought we'd see guys maybe run it past halfway, but they're halfway now. 45 laps of 90 going on the board. So I wonder if there's going to be any, drama to play out here in the closing laps. We'll pay attention to that, as now it looks like Nick Fleury going to the inside. Oh, no, they were racing up there with David Patton. David Patton has taken the lead now on board car number 38, and I bet he is hoping and praying maybe a caution flag will maybe trap these point getters down the lap on the field. As David having an off night here in Homestead. And what a bad night to have an off night on championship night when you need that good money run to happen. He's having an off night. But in a turn number 3 and 4, I see the 50 of Nick Fleury. He is driven down to the access road. 50 car heading off onto pit road. So let's see what Nick Fleury does. A guy who has had a terrific season over here at Cyber Thunder as well. Wasn't racing in the championship picture, but he has put in really spectacular runs over the last 6 to 8 weeks. Let's see what that number 50 car, Racers for Christ Chevrolet, does down here on the far end of pit road. As I say that, oh my goodness, turn the tables upside down. Yellow flag on the racetrack. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Head of a record service caution flag. Number 1 of the night brings it out on lap number 47, so just past halfway. Could this be exactly what was in order for the 38 of David Patton? I guess we're going to have to wait and see as he leads over Andrew Burr. I believe third at the line is going to be scored to the number 71 of Troy Whiteside. I believe I could be wrong, but I believe Nick Fleury was down to pit road. Looks like Ed Behan, Tana Tellerico, Tom Richter, those drivers going to be scored on the lead lap with the top 7. We'll wait and see where timing and scoring takes us with the number 84 of Andrew Payne, who had to come back. I believe he's got the pace car up there, so it looks like the 84 could be trapped behind the pace car 1 lap down as I try to locate where the 38 is in conjunction with. So I see a 38 down here over in turn number 3 and 4. So I wonder if the 84 car can pass the pace car or maybe not. I guess I'll have to wait and see. Is drama and implications here working tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway. As we come back to the yellow flag, we will get it on lap number 50. Looking around the speedway, I don't see anything out here as far as chaos, as far as what may have brought the yellow flag out around the speedway. I don't know if it was a debris yellow, whatever it was. We'll try to get the story If we can, we'll get you a BladeNote.com. Full Velocity Instant Replay, which it looks like the 62 of Ray Prima stopped over in the part of the road course. So I'm not sure what Ray was doing. That puts us under yellow for the first time on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll take a break with these guys. They get down there, restack them, and repack them. 50 laps of 90 on the board. Hope you're enjoying it. We'll come back at the restart on your source for esports racing.
Boy, these iRacing iFlag cars are fast tonight.
You know, Todd, I guarantee you, Brown, Leonardi, Weaver, Capert, and Pena are all using them products on their sponsor tonight to give them the upper hand over the competition.
Well, how can I get fast like those guys?
Well, that's easy, Todd. You gotta head over to iRacingIFlag.com.
We've got to thank our buddy Jeff Brown over at iRacingIFlag.com, where the iRacing iFlag green flag has returned to the Speedway on lap number 52. Feel like a bad TV producer right there. That's my call to roll that commercial in before we got back live. Thought we'd have time to watch a pace car duck on off, but I was a corner too soon with that one. So, Phil, bad job on that one. Missed it by about 10 seconds. But hey, we get back to it. Andrew Burr leading the field now over Ed Behan, Tanner Tellerico, Tom Ricker, David Patton now finds himself in the top five. So all four championship contenders leading up at the top five. Andrew Burr's number 23. The big time Rush Toyota leads the field over in turn number 3 and 4. But for how long? Because here comes that very loud number 55 of Ed Behan looking down to the low side of the racetrack, trying to make the best run he can of a championship run as he slipped through 3 and 4. Opens up the high lane for Tanner Tallarico's number 42 as Tanner going to vacate that hole up high and may complete the pass, and he does on the 55. So I thought Ed was going to make a run for the race lead, but I guess that was not, because now look at where Ed has dropped back to third with Tallarico, Tom Richter, Andrew Payne now up to fifth. We have another yellow flag on the racetrack. Yellow, yellow, yellow on the speedway for the second time now on lap number 54. And let's see what we can't maybe possibly find here, and help Jack out with a BladeNote.com full velocity instant replay. Looks like the number 26 of Derek McLenithan may have just kind of got loose. What the heck happened there? Looks like that car lost power completely. Stopped on the racing surface. Puts us under a yellow flag now for the second time. Gotta thank the gang, Tyler, and all the crew over at Hanover Record Service. They're our official caution flag sponsors here on the network. Find them on Facebook today, Hanover Record Service. Go over to google.com and look him up at Hanover Record. Get his search portfolio going on there as we go back under caution. We're past halfway. Got 55 laps of 90 up on the board, getting down to the second half. We'll go back to it here live on the restart, but we'll pause for the cause on your source for esports racing. Don't go far. Who is going to be the championship? Who's going to be the champion winner here tonight? We'll find out shortly here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. All right, back here live at the Homestead Miami Speedway. We are not going to miss this restart. We're going to take it back live off of turns number 2 and down the back straightaway, getting ready to go. As we saw most of the race leaders coming down on pit road during the break, but David Patton did not aboard the number 38. Now he's going to lead the field and going to elect to restart on the outside lane as they work their way over into turns number 3 and 4. So David going to lead. Tanner Tellerico's number 42 lays ominously there on the inside lane. You got Andrew Burr, Ed Behan going to restart in row 2. Tom Rickdew, Andrew Payne in row 3 with Troy Whiteside, Nick Fleury, Jay Morris, Ray Prima, Derek McLennan, and making up our 11-car field. The pace car is in, and the iRacing Guy flag, green flag, returns to the speedway as we begin lap number 59. So getting down, we're about 2/3 the way home tonight. 90-lap main event distance, but all the hardware and cash and prizes and whatnot, all the ambience still to come live tonight here on Full Velocity is off of turn number 4. Tellerico going to take the lead. They're going to be 3 deep for second on back with David Patton up high. And Behan makes a beeline through the middle. Here comes the 84 of Andrew Payne to the outside of Andrew Burrs, number 24. Or 23, I should say. Andrew got stuck in the middle there for a minute. He drops back now to position number 5, heading off into turn number 3 and 4. Tanner Tellerico with that clean air in front of him. I'm sure he's looking in the mirror and saying, go ahead, guys, you go race after it, and I am going to enjoy clean air on the nose, let this car just kind of eat, and we're going to take off and see if we can't run away and settle this one amongst ourselves here tonight live in Miami, Florida. Great to be out there this evening. And now we look at off of turn number 2, a 3-wide scenario, 55 car cut super loose in the middle. Allows not only the 84 car of Andrew Payne to sneak by for 3rd, but now look at the run for the 38 of David Patton. David going to reclaim that runner-up spot where he has been so much of this season, running up there in the top 3 or 4. That's how you get the championship night, by turning in consistent run after the another, and David clicked them off one by one all season long, and was a guy coming into the evening I thought would be a pretty dang good contender to challenge at number 42. I think all 4 of them are very game to a challenge, but if I had to pick who I thought was probably the best coming in that may give that 42 car run for his money, I thought it was going to be David Patton's number 38. David doing a good job. Andrew Payne running in 3rd, but for how long? Because that 84 car going to take a peek down to the low side of the racetrack over in turns number 1 and 2. 84 going to run down low, looking now to take over 2nd from David Patton's number 38. David has really struggled here through the course of the first 60-plus laps, but now finds himself running up amongst the top 3 and hoping and praying that maybe he can find some magic in that Chevrolet, maybe run down the back of that 42 and maybe make a last-ditch effort to steal this championship away. I think everybody coming in tonight knew Tanner was going to be the hands-on favorite. Won 3 of the 4 races in the round of 8. Won 2 races in the round of 12. A guy who has just been on a mission in these last couple of months, many times, winner over the course of the year, and said you're going to pick a guy you thought that may come out of this one with a championship trophy. The money was on that number 42. He leads now over Andrew Payne off of turn number 4. David Patton in there for 3rd, and Behan running in the 4th spot, a little bit distant back there, running now in 5th. The number 50 car of Nick Fleury has broken free of Andrew Burr's 23 car, who runs 6th. Tom Richter has faded back. Tom running back in now, position number 7. Jay Morris in for 8th. Troy Whiteside running 9th, and now you find 9 laps down in the top 10. Looks like a 26 car of Derek McLennan down on pit road, as is the 62 of Ray Prima. So don't know the stories of those 2 camps. We'll try to chase anything down as it breaks, but looks like those 2 drivers down there, and they don't look like they're in a rush to leave anytime soon. So they're 9 and 12 laps off the pace respectively. Now running on lap number 65. Can anybody do anything with that 42 car up front? His best challenger all night long has been the 84 of Andrew Payne. Andrew led early on here. The first 25 laps under the green flag were led from that 84 car. Andrew started on the outside of the front row, took it right away from Tanner Tellerico on the opening lap of the race over in turn number 1. And those 2 drivers have been the class of the field out there tonight. They run 1-2 over in turn number 1 and 2. David Patton riding there on the tire track. C runs 3rd. Don't count out that 55 of Ed Behan. Ed running stalking down the back of that 38 machine, currently running in position number 4 as they stay nose to tail, single file over into turn number 3 and 4, and now the 84 of Payne maybe making a bid to the inside for the lead. If that doesn't transpire, a race of championship contenders racing it out now for third. Patton up high, Behan down low at number 55 as it settles out for the race lead for the time being. We're going to stay door to door off of turn number 2 for position number 3. Patton versus Behan. Give that outside lane. Look at the run the 38 car got off the turn that time. David Patton able to hold on for the time being. Do not count out Nick Fleury. That's a guy who has really opened my eyes here the last couple of weeks. He's just been solid. Night in, night out. That Racers for Christ Chevrolet car number 50 having a terrific run here once again this evening, running up to the top 5. Holding off a guy who's Andrew Burr. Andrew having some pretty good luck here early. Tom Richter, we saw him up there even leading a couple of laps early on junction of the race there. Tom Richter is number 34, sitting back there in position number 7. I wonder how he is feeling in that race car right now. If he's a little bit aggravated, maybe the handle on that thing has gone away because he was up racing. It almost like he's trading spots with David Patton as, you know, the guy sitting back there a little bit distantly off the championship picture. But it is all Tanner Tellerico here at the Homestead Miami Speedway, this time by. Gonna complete lap number 70. We're gonna pause for the cause. Enjoy some of the sights and sounds here live at the Homestead Miami Speedway on your source, the Full Velocity Racing Network. All right, back here live. We'll take you to the finish here tonight, the Homestead Miami Speedway. If this thing stays green, Tanner Tellerico leading over Andrew Payne, David Patton, Nick Fleury, now Tom Richter up in the top 5 aboard car number 34, Andrew Payne, Ed Behan, I should say, 55 car. He has slid back to 6th, and I'm wondering if there's some gamesmanship going on back there, but maybe some kind of fuel conservation, because the 55 car really slowed his pace. Now I see the 34 car is kind of backed off the pace he was running too. So I wonder if there's some fuel-saving shenanigans being played out there by those guys. Are they really cutting it this close for the way they came in last time on pit road? We saw guys like David Patton stay out. If these guys are clutching, has a 38 car short at all. As David up there running in the 3rd spot, he's going to fall 1.5 seconds behind the race leader and the guy who leads the championship run right now, car number 42 of Tanner Tellerico leading our final four here tonight in South Beach, Miami, Florida. Great to have you guys aboard on Full Velocity tonight via Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV. Is been pretty quiet over here in the chat. I saw Bob Tompkins checking a little while ago. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the show. Had guys coming in and out of the stream all night long. Pretty consistent over here on the YouTube side. See one or two stragglers rolling into the Twitch side as well. So good to see you guys out here for a Thursday night. Hope you guys are enjoying the coverage. This league, a great league indeed. Had a lot of fun covering them. Just wish we get more guys come out here and race over the Cyber Thunder Racing League as we get to the season end tonight with the Xfinity Series. But have no fear, as a word from the gang says that racing is going to resume with season number 2 starting off on September the 10th and September the 12th, as I believe they're coming back in the Truck Series, the Rolling Thunder Truck Series, on Tuesday nights. I believe these Xfinity cars are coming back for season 2 on a Thursday night, and I encourage you guys to look up the Cyber Thunder Racing League. I go back with Tom a long time. Great guy, him and David, terrific dudes. They do a great job over here, and hope you'll maybe come out and join these guys at either a Tuesday or Thursday night. Check them out today. Cyber Thunder Racing League. Find them on Facebook. Find them inside the iRacing simulation, and come be a part of the great racing. I know we're going to come back here for a couple of times next season. I think we're talking about not going to be as, I think, saturated as we have been, but I think we're going to come back for a couple of trips over here, and I'm always going to be happy to do so, as these guys are terrific guys and have a good time anytime we come out there to see these guys racing. Just as they're doing now is off of turn at number 4, the race leader Tanner Tellerico got teammate Andrew Payne in tow and is going to complete lap number 79 this time by. So we are under the dirty dozen left to go in season number 1. Cyber Thunder Xfinity Series this season presented by Wyckoff Heating and Cooling. Got to thank those guys and coming aboard, being the broadcast sponsor for this season. Certainly appreciate them, and I think their parting company here going to go in a different direction next season, but we hope those guys, we wish them all well. Thank them so much for coming aboard. We also saw Four Sons Home Care and Lawn Improvement coming out last week as a one-race sponsor. Hope those guys do well, as of course, and said when they'll hopefully be back here in the month September, October, whenever these guys will have us back. If we can make it happen, we'll certainly be here. Cyber Thunder Racing League as Tanner Tellerico leads by 0.6 of a second on teammate Andrew Payne. We find David Patton, who sits second in the championship running right now in the Final Four, currently running in third. But are his hopes fading? Is that car fading? He sits now 1.8 seconds behind the race leader. Let's see if we can update that interval this time by the start-finish line. Maybe give you a little bit of lap time where these guys may be running as well, as we work their way through 3 and 4 now as I see smoke through the corner. Somebody getting a little bit hard on the brakes over there. Not sure what that was. Definitely smoke over in turns number 3 and 4 as I saw 71 car of Troy Whiteside down to pit road here a little while ago. I think Troy's night could be done in that car. Looks like a 42. I think you're right, Jack. Jack says he thinks he sees a little bit of damage in the back of the 42. We go up there and take a look, and I'm going to go ring off more of the 84 of Andrew Payne, give a good look on the back end of the 42. That car does look like it's got a little bit of damage to the right rear of that car. So did the 42 make a kiss to the wall? We talked about it earlier. It's so easy to do. You get into your rhythm. You kind of lose distraction. You get distracted there for a brief second, and before you know it, you might bump the outside wall, completely ruin your race car. You got to hope the 42 didn't do that, because he has had a strong piece. Sat on the pole, dropped back early, but now sits up front. 0.3 of a second better than Andrew Payne. We go back and look and find David Patton, 1.8 seconds behind. He has lost position to number 50 of Nick Fleury. So Nick looking for a pretty good solid podium run here tonight aboard car number 50, having a terrific run. Maybe his best run of the year to date here in the number 50 car, currently now running in position number 3. Patton back to 4th. Tom Richter riding in 5th. He has dropped back 3.1 seconds, and he's got a handful with the number 55 of Ed Behan to the inside. And now down low, that's the best race of the racetrack. So let's go over there and cover that one. Racing for positioning in the top 5 on the speedway. Richter's number 34 driving it up high at white and yellow 55. He's going to take a little glance down to the inside part of the racetrack, racing for positioning in the top 5. You also see the 27 of Jay Morris in that mix as well, as is Andrew Burr. Angie's had a good run here tonight in that big-time Rush Venom energy drink number 23 Toyota. Andrew out there running in 8th. It is the final car on the lead lap, as I believe Troy Whiteside has parked his car on the inside for the time being. Derek McClenathan, he's back on the racetrack in the 26th, but Derek's sitting, currently running 12 laps down, currently running in 10th. I saw Ray Prima down there, number 62, still sitting on pit road. He's been down there 33 laps, so wonder what his night, the rest of that one's going to look like. That number 71 car, Troy Whiteside, looks like there's a little bit of smoke that was coming to the left rear of that one, so that's never a good sign. That one could show signs of a motor laying down there, so that could be the story from the 71 side of pit road as we look back on the racetrack and running down on laps. 5 laps remaining tonight here in the season. The Homestead Miami Speedway, Tanner Tellerico leading over teammate Andrew Payne by its mere car lengths. Now down off into turn number 3, and looks like 42 maybe pulling down. The 84 going to pull up to the outside. Let's take a peek as we get a race for the lead this time through turns number 3 and 4. Is it going to be Andrew Payne? It looks like he is going to be scored the lead this time by, or maybe not. The 84 is there. It was pretty dang close at the line. It was scored 0.059 seconds. Nick and I told me 84 had the lead. He definitely has it this time off the turn. Is now we'll get the start-finish line here to complete lap number 87. Andrew Payne now takes his turn, reclaims the mantle at the top of the field. Tellerico dropping back to second. Third, Nick Fleury. I'm so impressed with that 50 car running in position number 3. You wonder if the 38 of David Patton, how is he sitting as far as fuel goes? Number 38, he currently runs 4th. Championship hopes may be fading. Tom Richter running in the 5th spot, and Behan back there in 6th. So you got those guys chasing that 42, currently running 4th, 5th, and 6th. Tanner back there in the 2nd spot. Andrew Payne taking the lead now aboard car 84s. They're going to race it out once again over in turn number 3 and 4. This time, we've got 2 to go already. We already got 2 to go from the start-finish line. So let's get back to it here. Take this call all the way to the end as they work off the turn number 2. Down the back straightaway here into the 3rd turn as we're going to work our way off the corner, and already like a blink, we are going to see the white flag on the racetrack. One more trip around, a pair of teammates up front, Andrew Payne and Tanner Tellerico. Tanner has one more circuit to go before he takes down season number 1 of the Cyber Thunder Racing League. Can he take down the Xfinity Car Championship here tonight? In turns number 1 and 2 for the final time, maybe taking one last gas down to the inside. If he stays where he is going to hoist a trophy in victory lane as a series champion. Who is going to have the winner's trophy? Is he going to sweep it as they work through 3 and 4 for the final time off the corner? Checkered flag going to go in the air, and car number 84, Andrew Payne, takes down the win at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Tanner Tellerico going to take the series championship home on a 2nd place run. Nick Fleury's number 50 car will finish up 3rd. David Patton 4th. Tom Richter finishing up 5th. Jay Morris had good solid effort to get a top 6 run. Ed Behan will finish up 7th. Andrew Burr 8th. Derek McClenathan 9th. Troy Whiteside 10th. And Ray Prima finishing up 11th here tonight. In South Beach, we will talk to our race winner and, of course, our series champion next on the post-race show, presented by BladeNo.com. We will be right back. Post-race show coming up next. All right, back here live inside the Homestead Miami Speedway, where Andrew Payne is burning it down as tonight's race winner. And I am sure the equal celebration going to be had aboard car number 42 of Tanner Tellerico. Finishes runner-up here tonight, but takes down the series championship. And our 3rd place finisher tonight, having a terrific run, maybe his best run of the entire season aboard car number 50. And that is Nick Fleury. Nick, man, you have put together some terrific runs over the last 6 weeks. Highlighted about this top 3 run there tonight, buddy. Congratulations. Tell us all about that race car. It seemed to be flawless all night long.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say flawless. That first run was pretty tricky, trying to conserve those tires. I blew off that right front tire real bad, but somehow made some adjustments for the second run and just turned it up.
Now, you guys all had come to pit road during the last yellow flag, what was just shy of just past halfway, I should say. I was seeing guys out there really, conserving their race cars. I thought, by the looks of it, there was drivers out there conserving fuel. Was fuel mileage a key here tonight? Was it a factor in the outcome of the race, do you think? Or was it just tire wear overall at this place that really slowed these cars down?
No, fuel wasn't an issue. We only had to take 10 gallons after that first stop, but definitely tire wear. Tire wear was huge, and that was critical to maintain good tire wear.
Well, Nick, you had a heck of a run out here tonight, so we've talked a lot about you over the last couple of weeks. Weren't racing for a championship, valuable seat time and experience, man. You got to have an awful lot of confidence. You have turned in some really good runs here recently.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of practice and learning and trying to figure out this car, and I've really got it dialed in a little bit now.
Well, Nick, you did a terrific job here all season long. I think great things to come for you over the course of next season here at Cyber Thunder when they get started here in about 6 weeks. But I am going to give you the floor one more time here on Full Velocity. We are live on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Nick Fleury, my friend, in that number 50 car, take the floor away. And thank you, I'd like to thank you got you out here.
Yeah, first of all, definitely my Lord and Savior. Without him, we wouldn't be doing this. Second, my wife, for sure. She's a fantastic, lovely wife that lets me do this. Beyond that, I wanted to thank my sponsors, J Angle Home Improvements, CPM Incorporated, and a shout out to Chris Silva out there and my aunt and uncles that are watching this race. And thank you so much to Wyckoff for sponsoring us. It's been fantastic. And last but not least, my teammate Dave Payton. He's been sharing a lot with me, and without him, I wouldn't be this good.
All right, man. Well, it's been a terrific run. A pleasure to follow all season long, folks. This guy right here, great things to come. Car number 50, Nick Fleury, finishing up third here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway. So let's see. We'll keep this one on cue for the time being, because a guy we have talked to many a times here in the winner's circle over the course of the past couple of weeks. But we find him right down here with teammate Andrew Payne. Runner-up finish tonight for you, Tanner, but most importantly, the series champion, man. Congratulations. Terrific job there tonight. How much did you sweat for this one early? As that car seemed to be kind of a little bit off a little early on.
Yeah, that first run, I don't know what the deal was. It did not want to fire off at all. Like, I thought since this place is fairly single groove on new tires that we'd all just get trained up and kind of run the way we started for the first few laps, but it dropped like a rock. I don't know what the deal was, but it's like we went into turn one on the first lap and I threw out the boat anchor, but then every restart after that, it felt like it was the complete opposite. So I don't know, man. We'll take them any way we can get them. I kind of forgot that we were racing for a championship at the end there. I was battling my buddy Andrew really hard. And then with about 3 to go, I was like, oh, wait, this is the last race of the year. Just let him go. So, yeah, it was a crazy race there at the end, that's for sure.
It was a lot of fun to watch, man. This has been a pleasure to do. Tell us about the racetrack. Nick was just saying, I thought you guys may have been close on fuel the way I was watching Ed go at it and David go at it and a couple other guys, but they said fuel wasn't a factor. How much did tires really play in the role of this racetrack here tonight? Well, I thought that maybe that was a case of why your car was off so early. I know Homestead's always been abrasive, man, but how much of a big role did those tires play in here tonight?
Tires were huge. I mean, I think going back to that first restart, like I was saying about throwing out the boat anchor, it may have actually helped me. I thought that whole first run we were just going to keep dropping like a rock, and then we got to battling Nick there pretty hard, and all of a sudden I crept past Nick, and then I think I was running like 4th or 5th, and all the guys in front of me just kind of started coming back to me. I wasn't really changing anything I was doing. They just started coming back to me, kind of rubber band effect. But yeah, it was really important. I know when the first caution came out right there, right after we had those green flag pit stops, I was debating in my head whether or not I should go pretty hard, thinking that it would be the last restart, or if I should be a little conservative, thinking that we might get a little more. And thankfully, the caution after that came out pretty quick, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to think about it. But yeah, tires were a big deal, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Tanner, man, it has been a pleasure to cover you here this season. I'm sure great things to come for you here in your racing future. If you give it time to go at it, I am sure you're going to do some big things, brother. But I'm going to give you the mic one more time here on Full Velocity as our series champion here for the B Cars. Take the floor away, man, and thank whoever you got to thank got you out here. What a terrific, magical run you had here this season.
Yeah, as always, I want to say a huge thank you back to my family back at Boardwalk. The season's been fun for them to join in on the whole sim racing scene as my primary sponsor. Of course, everybody back at Cyber Thunder for putting this whole league together, and it's definitely brought together some great competition, and more importantly than that, some great friendships. Of course, you guys at Full Velocity for putting these things on. I think tonight was a pretty dang good race for what we had, and I'm glad that people are going to be able to tune into it and watch. And of course, Wyckoff Heating and Cooling for coming on, and like I said, stepping up about midway through the season and getting all these races broadcasted for us.
Absolutely, man. It has been a lot of fun to do. This guy here, tremendous talent, and he is our series champion tonight aboard car number 42, Tanner Tellerico. Gets the lion's share, gets the big, pretty trophy, gets the $50 prize to the champion, and we are happy to crown him to here tonight. So we'll let him down here, celebrate, take all the pictures with the team and the hardware, and we'll walk a bit further down here because there is a party in BladeNo.com victory lane. Not only do they get the championship car over there, but how about the 84 of Andrew Payne? We talked to you a couple of weeks ago, man. You were hoping to have a piece that, hoping to have the points roll your way to race for a championship. I really kind of wish you did, man, because you got a stout piece this evening, man. Tell us all about your car.
Yeah, right off the bat, I led the first 30 laps, and the car felt good. I think I overused my tires a little bit, heated them up a little bit too much, but still we got our green flag pit stops in, and after that we had a couple of cautions, and after that I was thankfully able to get back up to the front, and then was able to race Tanner. If I really wish I could have made the championship for, because obviously the turnout would have been a bit different for the championship, but oh well, congrats to Tanner.
It was well earned on him, but you had a pretty dang good piece here tonight. We saw you lead laps early. We saw you stuck there in some traffic there for a little while. Not too far back, but how different did that race car handle out front versus being back there, what I guess you could call that dirty air?
Yeah, being out front, I was able to at least control the race pace a little bit, and also I didn't have I had clean air. When then getting back into dirty air, the car was just slightly more tight on exit. That could have been me just trying to make up time, but yeah, dirty air just made the car slightly more tighter. But other than that, it was pretty much the same.
Well, Andrew, it's been a lot of fun to cover you guys. You've kind of been an on and off again character, but definitely a talented race car driver. Gets a checkered flag here tonight live on Full Velocity. What a way to close this season out here live on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Andrew, I'm going to give you the microphone one more time. Thank you, I'd like to thank you got you out here.
I'd like to thank my parents, my grandparents, Tanner, Colton, and just, Wyckoff Heating and Air, and you guys for, sitting and broadcasting every race.
Well, we appreciate that. It has been a lot of fun, and this guy here taking down the win, Andrew Payne. I swear, if this guy was able to show up to ISM, I think what may have been a little bit more of a story to talk about here tonight, the Homestead Miami Speedway. But nonetheless, he gets the big, nice race winners trophy, and that is going to do it tonight for us here live on your source for esports racing. Our partner in crime, Todd Stanton, is sitting by at the Knoxville Raceway, getting ready to rock and roll with the gang over to Highside, double down on the dirt. So for everybody here at Cyber Thunder, Tom and Dave, the entire gang, got to thank our sponsors once again. Got to thank Hannibal Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, Avoyles Trucking, BladeNo.com, South Texas Speedway, Monstar Productions, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, Evil One Graphics, and Full Throttle with the Gent. For my partner in crime over here, Jack Truitt, Todd Stanton, Ron Piles, Martin Karch, the entire cast of the Full Velocity Racing Network. We thank you very much for tuning in tonight on Championship Night here in Homestead. We're going back to the dirt. Todd will be there shortly in Knoxville, so we'll see you back here next time live on your source for esports racing. Have a good night, everybody.